This is lesson 5-7, fraction, subtraction, number stories. Okay, so if Ella bought 7/8 of a yard of fabric to make a pillowcase, but she only used 5/8 of a yard, how much fabric does she have left? First, what's the unit fraction that will be helpful in solving the story? 1/8. Because we can break down our fractions into the sum of the unit fractions, 1/8. 1/8 of what? That's our whole. 1/8 of 1 yard of fabric. What number model solves the story? 7/8 minus 5/8 equals our unknown F for fabric. Here are some helpful tools on Connect Ed on my e-toolkit. I've brought up a number line from 0 to 1 broken up into eighths, and I have my fraction circle pieces that are 1/8. I need to start with 7/8 of these. So here I have 7/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to take away 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many eighths am I left with? 2/8. Here I am on my number line. I'm going to start at my 7/8. I'm going to hop backwards 5/8. So think about decomposing 5/8 into the sum of unit fractions. That would be 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, and 1/8. 5 1/8. So I'm going to start at 7/8 and I'm going to hop backwards 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8. And now I can see on my number line that 7/8 minus 5/8 equals 2/8. My number line that I have labeled with benchmarks and my fractions clearly shows, justifies that 7/8 minus 5/8 equals 2/8, and using my fraction circle pieces also justifies, proves, helps me solve that 7/8 minus 5/8 equals 2/8. The answer with unit to my story is that she has 2/8 of a yard of fabric left over. This is my answer. But also important in these stories, a correct number model, using the correct unit fraction, knowing what your one whole is, and proving or justifying your work on a number line or with fraction circle pieces or fraction bars. Okay, I'll see you in class for more fraction, subtraction, number stories. See you tomorrow.